I've been playing this build for a while, since this PC means a lot to the channel and to my personal habits. I've needed another rig for quite some time for various personal reasons, so I've been saving my pennies until I could get another one. Without further ado, let's get into the build. Jumping right into the deals, with the CPU I bought an Intel Core i5-4590, which is actually a step up from my main PC. This chip can push up to 3.7 GHz on its 4 cores, which practically eliminates any CPU bottleneck in games. I sniped this processor for only $180, which paired with the $15 combo deal on the motherboard brought it down to just $165. Speaking of the motherboard, I got the Gigabyte GA B85M DS3HA Micro ATX board. I don't think Gigabyte gave a crap about the name, but the rest of the board is pretty solid, with an all-black design, 4 RAM slots, USB 3.0, and a B85 chipset for only $50. I've only used MSI boards up until now, so this will be a good chance to review their products. You can grab any 2GB sticks of RAM for only $30 on Black Friday, so I chose the Mushkin Eco 2 two 4GB sticks of RAM clocked at 1600 MHz. As you can probably tell, I didn't choose this RAM for its flashy colors, but more because of the fact that it wasn't red like the G.Skill memory modules. As for the storage, I went with a Seagate 7200 RPM 1TB hard drive, which was just $40 during the sale. It's not much to look at, but it will store a large amount of games and files and is fairly quiet. As with the processor and motherboard, I practically stole this case, which was just $25 after a $5 promo code. The Deepcool Tesseract SW ATX mid-tower has blue LED fans, a bottom-mounted power supply, and a window, which is ridiculous for this price point. Since I have built in a Deepcool case before, I trust their products and the cable management in these things is great. The window is also the reason I decided to color match everything, which I actually haven't done before. The power supply was a good deal, but it wasn't exactly mind-blowing. I chose the EVGA 500W 80 Plus Bronze certified power supply, which can power my current system and any future upgrades just fine. It was $40, and it would have been even less if I took the mail-in rebate. Also, this power supply is the reason cable management isn't so great, because the 8-pin CPU connector was too short, and because this power supply is non-modular. Wrapping up the components, for the graphics card I got the MSI GeForce 2GB GTX 750 Ti, which was $110. I know this may be a little questionable to some of you, but the main purpose of this rig was to do video editing, and so I needed to sacrifice a little graphics horsepower. You may also wonder why I didn't go with the Radeon R9 270, which was similarly priced, but the fact that is I really need Shadowplay to record games, and only NVIDIA graphics cards have Shadowplay. And finally, last but not least, is the monitor, which isn't included in the final build price. I chose the LG 22M C57 HQP, which, just like the motherboard, has a name straight from Dell. The monitor is 1080p at 60Hz, which I got at $90. Normally, that would be a decent deal from Black Friday, but that's not the best part. This monitor is also IPS, which means great viewing angles and color reproduction, and I have to say, it's looking stunning. All the games look absolutely gorgeous on this monitor, and sometimes I catch myself just looking around at things instead of pushing the objective. Might as well get a good monitor for content creation. Now that you've listened to me rant for a few minutes, we can get into the build. If you want to cut straight to the benchmarks, just click the annotation above. With that out of the way, let the build begin! hope you enjoyed that time lapse, because it is an enormous pain to record and build at the same time. Unlike many other builds, installing the aftermarket heatsink was surprisingly easy, so I can recommend the Cooler Master Hyper TX3 for its performance and installation. I also like the addition of toolless, removable 2.5-inch drive bays, which I was surprised to see on a $25 case. Anyway, with that said, let's get on to the benchmarks. These benchmarks are very similar to the ones we did with Aero, but this time we're including Battlefield 4 and PC Mark 8, and taking away 3D Mark and Dirty Bomb. This is because we actually have Battlefield 4 now, and because Battlefield 4 and PC Mark take advantage of the CPU. So, starting off, with PlanetSide 2, we got 47 FPS average and 39 FPS minimum on Ultra settings. For PC Mark 8, we got a score of 3,666 on the conventional creative benchmark. And finally, for Battlefield 4, we got a 44 FPS average and a 34 FPS minimum on Ultra settings. In conclusion, Penumbra is a powerful video editing PC, but its gaming performance is slightly limited. The prospect of a window was great, but with all the fan slots and meshes, its looks are greatly reduced. I also had some trouble with cable management because of all the length of cables and non-modular power supply design, but it didn't limit performance at all. This is definitely not the best solution for a $450 holiday PC, and you would be better off with an FX 6300 and an R9 280 if this was a gaming PC. But this PC has powerful video editing performance for the price, and that's what matters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.